For me, I kind of like almost want to see like a little bit more like Ice Ice Ice. You see the trees just scouting out absolutely everything, sets up for the Wisp gank, and maybe now we finally see like how do I say, a real Wisp combo? Like, not the hero, just the supporting Wisp that buffs up somebody, but actually get in there with the Tiny, get in there with the CK, get in there with something which is really freaking strong. We got to remember too, like, CK was buffed up with the changes to the like illusion runes and the way his ulti also works too. It's not huge, but it may be enough to try and make Alliance like get up in their faces again.
I think if they were going to play that kind of style, I think they're just as comfortable running a PA, because you already have a Wisp with it, and we talked about how the hero needs at least one partner, right?
Is PA really going to work though up against like a Brewmaster and a Titan? Like, you're already up against Phasian a lot.
Yeah,
so
they actually banned it as soon as we were talking about it, so.
We take away the option.
We're not going to get a chance to see that. It's more anything else, like the mobility that it grants you, being able to jump on any hero. And again, the more mobile you are, the more you punish for mistakes. And I really think that's one thing that Alliance love to do, because they always know when they can take advantageous fights. So the better team you have at punishing mistakes, the better your game's going to go. I think Alliance are probably one of the best teams in the world, if not the best, at that kind of play. So I definitely understand banning out the PA in that regard. You still have things like Tiny, of course. It's not really seen as much from Alliance, but it's still on the table.
Not only are they really good at punishing for mistakes, they're really good at minimizing their own. Like, I think it's 2 games in a row where Cloud9, I want to say, just beat Alliance in the laning stage and beat it very badly. But neither of these 2 victories came easily. There was no snowballing from Cloud9. So I feel like Alliance, I mean, if you're an Alliance fan, it doesn't really matter how the early stage goes. If they win the early game, they win the game. If they lose the early game, well, they still won the last game. Like, they just don't make mistakes. And Disruptor, again, one of those heroes that forces mistakes. You make a mistake, you lose your initial hero, you lose your second hero that's going to try to run away. So Cloud9 have to be picture perfect in these upcoming games.
Can someone answer to me what 231901 means? I've been looking at that sign for the past 3 days, and I cannot for the life of me understand what it means.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm totally lost.
Yeah. The only numbers I recognize are 322.
That's true. I think every Dota player would recognize those.
Yeah.
But Cloud9, they picked themselves up a puck. And I think this hero is kind of a necessity in this situation, because you need a hero who can actually jump and force an engagement from long distances. Tidehunter can kind of do the same thing, but with already a Brewmaster picked up, you kind of have to assume that this Tide's going to be at least off lane, so Bone7's going to play it, which means he's not going to get his Blink Dagger maybe that quick, or maybe not as quick as he at least would like to. In regards to the bans, Alliance, they take out the Tinker, they take out the Nyx. 2 heroes that I think actually play very well against Nature's Prophet. Nyx just for the sole purpose of, we're really scared of pushing lanes solo, even with the Blink Dagger, because if you get initiated on by an invisible hero, you're not going to be able to react to that unless you're carrying around some form of detection, which likely you won't be as a Nature's Prophet. So just giving Bulldog, I think, a lot of room to work is definitely the right call. I think, Toby said he was the unsung hero of last game, and I do definitely agree with that, because he still had one of the highest, if not the highest, net worths on his team. And he kind of kept him in just by spamming Nature's Wrath, pushing all over the place. The Maelstrom Blink build is, I think, the new build.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just for me like crazy also, like all that net worth and he had so much space. And when you run heroes like Disruptor and Wisp in this game, you know again like the same thing is going to happen. You're going to have space created right now for Alliance. Disruptor's going to make it very difficult for Puck, Titan, Brewmaster to get off. If he gets enough farm, like if Alliance trying to play defensive enough that like they get enough farm on a Disruptor, I say defensive or whatever enough, like Disruptor gets Nagadim Scepter up and running, I'm not seeing Puck, Tide, or Brewmaster be able to do anything during team fights, because we're still missing 2 more of the cores from Alliance, so we don't know what else is going to be locking them down right now. In this game, I am very, very concerned for Cloud9. I'm even more concerned like Alliance gets some big hammer dropping kind of like OD kind of style, fully control up the mid lane, take out the team fight, and all of a sudden Cloud9 just lose like their last game in the end. It's a Ricky Maru. Talked about this combo before to be used up against other heroes, but in this case, he's a controller of the puck.
I think in between the Static Storm and the Smoke Cloud, it's just a lot of annoyance. Like,
well, it's more than that too.
It's a zone out. It's a zone out.
A lot of these heroes, like you go in, expecting to cast your spells, and if you don't, you just die.
Right.
Puck, you jump in, you silence, you're dead. Brewmaster, you don't split, you're dead. Tidehunter, well, I mean, you jump in, you don't ravage, you don't die or anything, but that's not what the hero's made for.
It's wasted time.
I think you still die, though, and the important thing here is you want to talk about abilities that get broken by Kraken Shell, like silences from Orchid and things like that. But a Cloud and a static field cannot actually be Kraken.
Yeah.
So if you get caught, you're actually caught. And the Sprout plus the Riki Cloud combo is still pretty potent, even if people can just buy a Quelling Blade. You don't actually know if you're going to have the room for it all the time.
And by the time you walk out of it, you've got Diffusal Blade on a Riki Mara, you're losing your mana as well, so even if you do get free, you may not be able to fight back.
Yeah, I mean, I like the pick from Alliance a lot, but there are downsides to it. If you look at Alliance right now, they have picked a extremely squishy lineup in terms of how much HP these heroes actually have. Prophet, Wisp, Disruptor, Riki, that is a glass team.
At the same time, though, like, I still want to flag, like, the best combo for Riki as well as Wisp is No-Tail Era. The way these guys play it in the middle lane, a hero like a Puck can't even go there, because all you basically do is just, you keep the harassment going. It's a quick bottle rush up over on the Wisp, and you basically zone out and win one lane completely. You'd be over-aggressive with Smoke as well as Blink and Backstab, and Wisp just goes to town with his balls. They both share the damage, they both regenerate back up again. It's just a real hard life to have if you're going up against such a combo, which then it makes more space for Disruptor just to pull, and you get a nice little safe lane hero for Alliance. They have a great time with that one. Even more farm up on him. Admiral Bulldog will get more space when Riki Mara starts to rotate with a quick level 6. All these things together, like I've seen Fnatic roll over teams with it. Cloud9's going to be ready for this. And they get like a Jakiro, strength support hero, try and survive.
I do like the Jakiro pick just because it allows a team that normally doesn't have any push potential, which Cloud9 had none until that point. One Liquid Fire level 4 makes your team push. That's just how good the hero is at supplementing what you're lacking the most. So I do like that a lot from Cloud9. Alliance still looking at whatever hero they're going to be picking for mid, which I'm kind of torn as to what you want to go with here. I mean, do you go Mag?
You don't think Riki's going to go to the mid? You don't think they're going to try and do that one and run a safe lane?
It could be a dual lane mid. But then you would end up having, what, Bulldog offlane, Disruptor +1 farming safe?
Yeah, because you're not going to have like Tidehunter or Brewmaster find kills early on, so you got the time to do the farm. You could get greedy and go for the dual lane.
Yeah,
and
that is true.
And just get a hero who's nice and safe on the bottom lane. Probably someone that could also have a silence and do some nice damage. I don't want to say, okay.
Storm, okay.
Storm Spirit can still work.
I like that.
But it also keeps Alliance lanes, and there's your Void. There's your Faceless Void. It took a long time, man, but he's finally here in this match. When
James mentioned the lack of Void, I definitely agreed with him, but the thing about Void is you have to have a tailor-made team for the hero. Because he lacks so much damage in the early game that your ulti is basically used to set up the rest of your other team's abilities, which in this case you can definitely do. I mean, you have Jakiro, you have Puck, Tidehunter can even Ravage, and I'm pretty sure even if you stand on the far side of a sphere, if you Ravage, it's going to get the entire sphere anyway, so you still have a lot of follow-up through him. Brewmaster maybe not as much, but it's fine if the other three heroes can supplement your damage enough to get kills inside of the sphere. Yeah. The one concern that you have to have though is like, Void is very gankable with this kind of a lineup. You're going to have a Storm who's going to be rushing Orchid. You're going to have a Riki Wisp combination, a Disruptor. Like you're going to be forced, I think, into either a pretty quick BKB. Maybe he wants to just go Ags Rush, go full DK style.
Yep.
You need to be tanky though.
Well, the Axe gives him some tankiness, but the other issue is that EGM will be able to relocate the highest priority target within that chronosphere if he times it properly. It's actually pretty hard, depending how close to the center that target is. But EGM, I have no doubt in my mind that he can do that. And that's going to put a lot of issue in terms of Cloud9 if they want to use that chronosphere for a single target pickoff.
Man, we're not going to get the lanes which I was kind of hoping for, which would be a little bit more aggressive and greedy, but Alliance, they're going to do it a little bit safer. So it will be Loader up on the top lane with EGM. S4 gets his normal lane in the middle lane with Arke, which means off lane Admiral Bulldog. While Cloud9, we still have a decision yet to be made, but it looks like it's going to be Bone 7 up on the top lane. Sing Sing will be the Brewmaster in the mid, and then it's just all the other three down to the bottom lane. Maybe Paradise with a bit of a move around, but either way, EGM just making sure the tree gets out to safety and then kills it off.
Value saved, man.
Yeah, no CS given, man. That's first blood.
Oh, I saw the ward too, placed in the top. That's actually a really big deal. When your offlaner gets his ward spotted like that, it makes his job 10 times harder. And that's just the difference between having your ward placed just even a second sooner, and Loda, of course, was standing right there, so.
Yeah, Bone 7's playing one of those heroes that you can't really make too many mistakes. In fact, he might be in a little bit of trouble right now. Orb's got to be used. No, they'll just back it off.
This is just a moment right now where Bone7 is going to realize just how painful the lane can be, especially when a DD rune spawns on the top river. You almost just want to leave the lane, and PyLite, like, he's going to be the man to buffer up the lane, and they're going to attempt like a dual lane off lane to try and deal with this. So the Anchor Smash take away Loda's kind of damage, which is currently highly amplified.
It's not too bad to go dual off lane because basically what they were relying upon is Thunderstrike to zone essentially puck out.
Yeah.
Here you could just like, you Thunderstrike me, I'm gonna hit you back, maybe Gush, even go for a kill. So it's not as easy. Sing Sing's gonna be a little bit trouble. That Wisp has a double damage. Yeah. It doesn't seem like it. This is like so messed up.
He's too ethereal to actually show it. But you're right, the DD is with EGM. And S4, though, he couldn't get close enough to Sing Sing. That was just wise play from Sing Sing. Kept his distance, made sure that Vortex wasn't a possibility. But this top lane's actually working quite nice for Cloud9. You get Puck on the front lines against it, but Loda, he wants to come in and find some CS, but he can't do it. Poor man's shield will help him, but as in just to, like, maybe protect himself from Bone7 and PyLite. But beyond that, PyLite keeps taking away his damage as well as EGM. So how are they meant to, like, EGM, he hits for like 20. It's like throwing silk at someone.
It feels very reminiscent of last game when the laning phase just didn't really seem like it was going too favorably for Alliance. But they still managed to pull it back, I would say, with maybe equal fighting potential. Because instead of S4 being able to play Tidehunter this game, because clearly Cloud9 have it, he's got Storm. And the last time I saw this guy play Storm, it was a sight to behold. So I'm expecting big things out of him this game.
Arrow Bulldog's trying to stay as close as he can in this bottom lane, but Liquid Fire's going to cause so many problems for him. Eternal Envy, like, he hasn't even got a single point up in backtrack just yet. With the PMS, there's just no harassment coming his way whatsoever. So it's a very early passive farming kind of lane from basically everyone apart from like the middle lane, which is a little bit more, but like Bottles just keep him up there.
I think that Prophet got to be somewhat careful because there is going to be a point in time where Envy could just jump in, apply a slow, and then you can follow with dual breath, and oh, looks like they're going to go for a kill on top lane.
That ult's going to connect. Yep. EGM is really low, and maybe Bone7, he's got him in the corner. Loda's also here, but Admiral Bulldog, they're bringing in more help. Bone7's caught in the corner here, so Support Hero does go down in first spot to C9, but they get a revenge kill. Loda with the last hit. The wall will come up, so PyLite die. He's locked here. Loda trying to get in front of him, can't do a backstab damage. Not enough. Does he go deep? No, he doesn't. Support's coming in. The Tide will survive for now. That's a very low-level TP from Admiral Bulldog, so there's no tricky business to come in and try and snipe it off. But 1 for 1 on the kill for the top lane.
That's a great trade for Cloud9, getting into the first blood and pulling Prophet away from the bottom lane for losing a puck, you know, off-lane puck at that. I think that's exactly what Cloud9 wants.
Yeah, Bulldog even has to run all the way back to base. Doesn't even have mana to summon Treant, so he can't TP back to lane. So a lot of time used. I mean, getting the return kill is definitely a good thing. It would have been, I think, totally worth it if they managed to kill PyLite as well, but he lived with 14 HP. He even started with a stout shield and still got Kraken anyway, so not really hitting quite as hard as I think Alliance would like to, but I don't think it's a gigantic deal. I don't think EGM's going to make that mistake twice. Just a little bit of being out of position.
Well, let the farm continue for now. 3 minutes 30 in. And now Puck all by his little lonesome, but PyLite is coming back to hold his hand. As S4 as well as Sing Sing, they continue to trade blows here to try and get a little bit more advantage space. But Admiral Bulldog just says, screw the bottom lane, go inside the jungle, keep the farm going. But this now means like Eternal Envy's going to be getting himself a lot of extra space during the fights, but top lane, man, they're really close up here. I know Anchor Smash kind of like stops most things, and Arcade doesn't have Glimpse available, but PyLite die. He's trying to ride the aggro down. There's Loda jumping in. The Gush will be the first thing to hit him, though.
Middle lane. They actually managed to get a kill on S4. A nice wraparound from Aoi 2000.
And this is why that Storm is, or sorry, the Jakiro is actually one of the most powerful gankers, because she could just ice pass from fog, and you can't see it. Easy setup for Sing Sing on the mid lane.
Debating a jump up here, Loda was at least in the top lane. S4 is going to TP back mid. Needs to be careful though because Aoi is still here.
I think they're going to go for the same gank again.
Top lane, Bone7 in trouble. Prophet's coming up right now, and PyLite drag back in again. Loda trying to have a crack right now, and they get the kill. Meanwhile, in middle lane, the Brewmaster split's gone. Icebar trying to buy some space here, but S4 moves up. He's trying to get away from the fight. Ruling, 32 light points. Bottle charges can't come fast enough. He will go down right now. And the Brewmaster will be able to escape himself off, loses the creep aggro as he gets up towards the high ground. While on bottom lane, Envy diving under the tier 1 tower, looking for Admiral Bulldog, looking for any kind of kill. But he hasn't hit level 6 just yet, so he doesn't have the higher level of control.
The excellent thing for that is that after the 2 kills, Sing's level 7 to Storm that's not even level 6 yet. Oh, almost level 7 after this 1 creep, so pretty big advantage for them. Alliance, though, is getting a ton of experience on the 2 supports, so they're going to answer back quite quickly once this Wisp hits level 6.
Well, that won't take long, man. I'm still watching Envy. I know how aggressive this guy gets on his Faceless Void. Plays very similar to the way Loader actually likes to play his Faceless Void. Second Chrono's off cooldown, kill. That's simple. Paradise is going to look to give him some support with a Gush, but Admiral Bulldog's having no bar of it, while in middle lane, the Ice Path. S4's locked here for the moment. No level 6 just yet, but the Static Remnant. Arcade's coming in, trying to help out his teammate, but maybe there's some support. In comes the Wisp, but it's not enough in the clap. EGM as well as Arcade, huge damage in the orb from Bone 7. It's going to be 3 heroes down for the Brewmaster. 6-3 on the board, while Bone 7 still trying to run himself away. Admiral Bulldog doesn't miss up the hill. Loader, no blink available into the corner. Bone 7 will be able to orb and jaunt himself away. So there's still safety for the puck. Able to get away to safety. While on the bottom lane, TP's on the way in. Envy, Chrono's there very, very wisely. Cancelled off, and the tier 1 tower goes to C9.
This early game is going actually better than last game for Cloud9, which is impressive to say the least, because they won their lanes very, very handily. Now, the Storm is still not level 6. This is the biggest problem in the game, honestly. Like, the fact that S4 has not been able to really do a whole heck of a lot. Those ganks on him have just totally crushed his presence in the middle lane. He's even been resorted to jungling just to make sure he can finally get his ultimate. And this is exactly the start that Cloud9 want, man, because if your Void is not pressured, that's a happy Void. He even decides to go for Midas, so Envy gonna have it pretty darn quick. Follow-up items. He might just go for the Maelstrom and just farm passively that way, because the Storm has actually had such a bad start that you can warrant going greedier builds just because of that.
I mean, you guys talked about the early Orchid, the possibility of an early Orchid, as well as the possibility of an early Diffusal Blade, but I don't think neither of the 2 heroes are farming too well. 26 CS on Loda to have some show. Meanwhile, Cloud9, everybody doing just dandy. Midas is up and running for Envy, like Andy's saying. So where's the point of attack for Cloud9, and how does, again, Alliance dig themselves out of these holes, as they always seem to do?
I honestly, I feel as though Cloud9 don't necessarily have to do anything in particular. Just make sure that you don't go over aggressive and end up giving away kills, because right now having the experience advantage is huge for you. I think Storm is one of those heroes who a lot of people put a high value on having farm, but experience is equally important to him. All of his abilities are amazing, and you actually want level 11, because level 2 Ball Lightning is quite a bit faster in terms of speed, and even radius and how much damage you deal. So the fact that S4 is so far behind, that means Bulldog's going to have to make plays.
They're going for S4 right now. Prophet Ulti's going to fly up. They're going to give him some help right now. S4, another ball jump away. There goes your Prophet Ultimate. Actually does very minimal damage to most of Cloud9, but S4 salves up. He's out of bottle charges. He will, however, be able to pick up that illusion rune in the bottom river. So he'll come back up again, but this is more time being wasted for the Storm Spirit. RK has to soak up what's in the middle lane. And down on bottom lane, Eternal Envy. He also just keeps farming up with Hand of Midas and just chilling down there. Loader, like, he's trying to be there to fight, and he might actually have to come to fight. The tier 1 tower in the middle lane is being attacked. The Blink Dagger is also now over on the Brewmaster. Actually, he's still got to come over on the Courier, which is currently at the secret shop for some unknown reason. And now reason is still not known. There's nothing on that.
I don't know, like this game is so skewed just because of how well the middle lane did for Cloud9.
Yep, and like, Tide is coming in. He, unfortunately, not even close to Ravage yet. I'm actually surprised he left the lane. I thought by him coming, like, all right, he's got Ravage.
This is secure tower. That's all it really is. Ice Path, they got S4. Puck with the silence as well. Storm Spirit can't jump out. Got a Drunken Brawl hit in the middle of that with the clap as well. So they get a Storm Spirit and a mid-tier 1 tower.
Top tower.
Every time that Ice Path is hit, almost a kill comes out. In that case, it was a kill. Alliance going for a tier 1 answer on top of these towers are all very high HP. I feel like Cloud9 is just exerting way too much pressure that Alliance can handle at this point. And it gets worse because the Blink is going to come through the first hit crit against EGM. Nice blind a little bit, and Sing
He can still split right now, but he knows he can't get a kill if he does it, but he's going to have to try and survive. Has to turn into Loader. Where's the stun?
Block.
He's still going in for EGM, but the body block from Loader was able to do the work, and he goes invis. They have no detection on him whatsoever, so EGM out to safety.
I think the small victories are what Alliance are going to have to take right now. Just forcing out a primal split is still okay, especially considering that was the first time I think Sing actually showcased his blink in this game.
Yep.
So now they actually know that that can be coming their way, and not having to deal with that ultimate for another 110 seconds or so, not going to be too bad. The one thing that I really think hurts Alliance is that playing from behind as Riki is pretty awful. Like, you want to be able to be a threat to the other team and have Wisp relocate actually be dangerous, but not only do they not have relocate, but there's only really treads and a band of Elven skin on this Riki.
All right, I'm just enjoying watching Eternal Envy right now. Like, he's just actually dropped his PMS, so he can walk around with the bottle with a DD rune and have his own Quelling Blade available.
Oh, he sees Prophet, right? That should be a kill with DD.
He was actually waiting on top of the room for the Storm Spirit to come down to try and like just grab him out when he made his way down. But there's an Observer Ward down for the Dire side, so they're watching him the entire time. And Eternal Envy's ward vision was too deep because it's over on the Radiant side. So there was no joy for the kill either way. But with the DD rune and just a quick chrono, Loader, it's ballsy to try and go for this one, because if he gets out of range of the smoke, he'll just take the kill. The chrono with the DD, if he gets a time lock, he's got a kill. In fact, now he's going to activate it, jumps himself in, and goes. Arcade, 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, and then runs out, but Admiral Bulldog's here, and this will be worth a disruptor for the Faceless Void. No backtracks, not enough at least. And Faceless Void goes down for the price of a disruptor.
Hashtag not worth.
It really wasn't worth it, but you also have to consider how many people actually went to that just to make sure that Envy died. I mean, it's...
Cloud9's not getting anything out of that exchange, though. Like, they're not getting a tier 1 top, for example.
Well, they're trying to. They're moving 4 heroes up there to do it now. And Alliance probably won't be able to respond. Like, you want to TP in for anybody for that one? It's still going to cost you. And Void's going to come back to life again. He can TP top. He doesn't have chrono. Actually, he should just TP bot and keep farming. Let them take tier 1 tower top.
I think one of the other big differences in this game comparative to game number 3 is that Alliance don't have that one hero where you're just like, oh yeah, if he gets a great ult, it's going to totally turn in their favor. They have nothing like that on their team this game. They don't have a Tidehunter, they don't have a Brewmaster, they don't have like Black Hole or anything like that. It's just, we need to straight up outmaneuver and outplay our opponents, and we don't have any big ace in the holes to really make us recover.
Bottom lane, Sing Sing jumps in, he goes into Admiral Bulldog instantly into the split, and he wants to focus on Nature's Prophet. He needs to be able to bring him down right now. There's a Sprout, he actually locked inside with the Brewlings, and the Ice Path will ensure the kill. So C9, they get a tier 1 tower, maybe a little bit more. S4 though, there goes your dust, Faceless Void. He wants to keep on the trail. EGM, he does have to relocate if he needs to, but S4's got himself another jump, so he's away to safety, and no chrono for lockdown.
Just a random point.
Wow, Midas Brew?
What?
That's some greed. That is some greed.
Are we really back into like the days of Midas?
To be fair, they're controlling so well that they don't need anything else beyond this, right? Like, sure, he could go for a quick Aghanims, but this is going to give him Aghanims plus more somewhere down the line. So it is greedy, but...
Owie.
Lotus right in the back end of him, and now Storm Spirit jumps in too. So Alliance have to get this snipe off. This is around the time, though, when the Rikimaru really starts to come online, like Yasha is done with his treads. And if you can keep getting momentum with kills, like that's the first, like Ricky's only got 1 kill so far. But if he's able to get a couple more up his sleeve and gets Diffusal Blade up as well, he's going to cause massive amounts of problems for C9. And that's what I'm not so sure about, like the Hand of Midas, is that you get the Midas, but are you really going to have the items to fight the Rikimaru while you wait to get to your second tier 3 item?
Well, the thing about Ricky is, as soon as you BKB, you just turn around and fight him. And Ricky doesn't really do much. Like, a big part of his damage backstab is assuming they're running away. So Brewmaster somewhere down the line, most likely gonna get a BKB, same thing with Eternal Envy. In that case, suddenly you're looking at a carry that's not doing anything. Storm Spirit against BKB carry, similar situation. But Alliance for now, they'll go for the pickoffs, especially against a team that has 2 Hand of Midases.
Yeah. Void is retreating as quickly as he possibly can. Like, even with a tier 1 and a tier 2 tower in that bottom lane, he does not want to stick around. While in the middle lane, Owie's come up a long way here. Admiral Bulldog is watching it. He's actually gone for the... He's already finished his Maelstrom, so again, Admiral Bulldog going stock all standard kind of build. And they're looking towards Roshan. The Warrior Alliance was in there. but they're not. Alliance was searching for a gank inside the Radiant jungle, couldn't find it. Now they're trying to take the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, while Cloud9 again look for another trade-off. This time they're looking for the tier 2 tower in mid, and with Liquid Fire, Cloud9 always have the advantage with this push.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the only thing really that they can do. How are they supposed to fight into, what, Chronosphere, Ravage, Primal Split, Coil?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a ridiculously hard team to fight against. You should have actually won maybe a
jump
lanes,
up right now, EGM really, really low. He's in the corner, and he has to break on the Dream Coil. So the damage is there. Cloud9 get another kill into a tower, while on bottom lane, Alliance, they're taking out the tier 1 tower. There's the first TP coming back. That's going to be Loda looking for an opening.
And they'll actually maybe try to take tier 2 top while Void's going to go back and defend his own tier 2. At least they're going to pressure a little bit. And of course, with Jakiro coming in, that's a lot of damage.
Loda's trying to watch the movements. Coming up with the invis. I wonder how long it's going to be before we get the gem. Like, we've got Dust over on Pilot Eye, but the pings are coming out, and where's Relocate? They're coming in for it. And Pilot Eye instantly in the Ravage. You got EGM straight away. The Brewmaster Clamp evaporates him. Loda, there's the Disruptor ulti with the fog. Is actually holding over the two, but Loda, Liquid Fire. They do bring down the Titan, but Loda, he is going to go down. Owie battles from the high ground. Now he moves over towards Arcade. They just promise him more trouble, though. Brewmaster focusing him is 3 for 1. Cloud9. They're getting so much momentum inside this game, they can just keep pushing it in. There's only one remaining outer tower for Alliance left.
I think it was a bit strange that they tried to go on Pilot Die with no other lockdown than Cloud. Like, when you show the relocate like that, anybody who's played Wisp before, which Pilot Die clearly does, knows the timing of the relocate and when you can actually use Ravage to make sure it hits immediately. And that's exactly what he did. So instead of having the Storm there, who starts out with a Vortex into a Cloud, at least the hero is not going to be moving straight away, they just didn't use anything, and then by the time Riki tried to use his Cloud, he got stopped mid-animation. Ended up being a really disastrous fight for Alliance. And a lot of this game, I think it's going to be down to just Bulldog and what he can accomplish in the side lanes and just continue to push. Because, well, Cloud9 right now, they have a few ways to deal with him. Once he gets up his Blink Dagger, I don't really think that you can stop him anymore. I think that's going to be the shining hope for Alliance right now is Bulldog.
Well, I mean, Bulldog, first of all, he's been dying quite a bit. And I'm not sure whether I agree with the fact you can't stop him, because if Puck is laying a trap for him, he has the mobility to keep up. Same thing with Void. So, you jump in Chrono, he's dead. Obviously, Blink Dagger changes a lot in that. But I think Cloud9 still has tabs on Admiral Bulldog.
While I'm sitting here thinking like Alliance could take it up, yeah, I'm with you guys. Like, C9, they've got so much control. Alliance basically just need to keep C9 away from team fights at all times. I'm thinking Admiral Bulldog is the one man that could save this for Alliance. Like, they're behind so far, like 7,000 experience. They're up to about 9,000 worth of gold deficit as well. There's just so much that you got to try and drag back at the moment.
There's nothing you can do about this situation. Again, Alliance, in my opinion, is the best team in the world in terms of efficiency. Earlier, they were stacking their own jungle. Looks like it's been cleared up by now. They've been stacking their Ancient pretty consistently. So it's small things like that. You get a 1 or 2 pick, for example, like the MV kill earlier on the tier 2 power bottom, and you just get yourself more time. And I think that's why Alliance, as these games go longer and longer, their efficiency adds up. They net more. And it looks like they're going to actually get themselves a Roshan. I think it should be contested, but here comes a Chrono.
Is he going to do it? He gets glimpsed away, so Chrono won't help him here.
Nope.
EGM being saved by Disruptor, and, well, Time Walk's already been used, so he's got nowhere to jump in for the moment, and that moment is long enough. Alliance have finished the job. Admiral Bulldog's taking this up so Loda doesn't, so he also gets, like, Loda gets the backstabs, and that's helping him bring down faster. Aegis Immortal into the hands of Ricky Maru. And it looks like Loda, like, he's sitting on the edge of the Loda-ish style of playing Ricky, which is SMY, but he could also go straight into the BKB in this game.
I feel like Alliance dropped the ball there because they should have complete map control. Roshan,
Cloud9.
Sorry, yeah, Cloud9. Yeah, Cloud9 should have complete map control. They let Roshan go by uncontested. They don't even know it.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where you look at it on paper and you say, okay, this could possibly happen because Ricky's damage output is extremely high at this stage in the game, just by having max points in a backstab, a Yasha, and Treads. But in practice, you still saw a handful of heroes in the map. You're not necessarily looking at it and saying, oh yeah, they're definitely doing Roshan, because the wards just didn't show anything. The way they walked in, they had no idea that it was going on, like you mentioned. So I think it's more Alliance just pulling a fast one over Cloud9, and they needed to, because if they didn't get that Roshan, the next team fight that Cloud9 won, I'm pretty darn sure they would have taken it themselves. And that just makes it so Cloud9 don't just have this giant steamroller that's just going to flatten Alliance.
Yeah, I think a large part is not playing with the hero and playing against the hero for both teams. You talked about how Loda could have Cloud on the Tide before the relocate came in. And same thing in this case, not recognizing that Ricky has that high base damage and can sneak Roshan. So let's see how the game's going to go on from this point. Again, one worry here for Alliance that as soon as the BKB comes out, Loda suddenly becomes a lot less prevalent as a hero.
Well, one BKB's out for the Brewmaster, but he's still going to have a crack at Pilot Eye. The smoke will go, but he already got hit by the Anchor Smash. But Arcade's going to make sure the Pilot Eye has to remain here. Wall and oldie, but he couldn't lock him in. Bone 7, double Dream Call, the Ravage as well. Hits on 3. EGM, he's almost down right now. They've already lost the Disrupt. The Yule Scepter coming out from the Takiro, throws Loda up, and then drops him into the Ice Path.
You chrono him right here if you need to.
Yeah. If they need to, though. Loda, where is it? Pulls up the smoke screen, running to the side, leaps down. Sentry wards are there. They don't need chrono here. Even with the Aghanims upgrade, they do not use it. While on bottom lane, however...
Bulldog, great play. That's exactly what you need to do. You cannot join a team fight. You cannot help. Go for the split push.
Yep. It's the only way Alliance will win this. It's rat to a point that Ricky and Storm can find enough space to farm. That's it. Maybe Storm and Ricky can find a couple of pickoffs here and there, but Admiral Bulldog is the backbone of this Alliance victory if they can take it. If not, C9's going to do it, but they've got like double Yule Scepters up again. They're looking for control, and they're pinging Bulldog.
Yeah, the Yule Scepter is going to be great at protecting themselves against that Orchid that's going to come from the Storm soon. But yeah, Alliance just pushing every tower they could get their hands onto.
They know they need money, and they know they need it now, and some level of map control. The more towers that are up, the harder it is for Nature's Prophet to really force any kind of issues. And double TP's coming in, and that's going to be S4. Just oldies himself away, Bone 7, no Dream Calls on cooldown, but now Yule Scepter up into the air. Void, he started the chrono animation, but didn't finish it. S4 was able to get the jump and TP back out while up on top lane. Admiral Bulldog, well, I mean Admiral Bulldog, Sing Sing was battling up with Loader as well as EGM. But Admiral Bulldog's back on bottom lane. He's attacking a tier 3 tower now. He's actually already done some damage to this thing beforehand.
And I think most of the TP from Cloud9s are on cooldown because they just used it to defend
all
mid.
Are. Yeah. Every single one is the
So this is, again, a great move. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough mana to summon more trees. But it really just, Cloud9's like, well, I can't really push. I can't really defend, so they're kind of stuck in the middle of the map. So this is what I mean. Alliance, despite being down in a lot of situations, the superior mobility of their team just digs them out of that hole.
You can imagine what's going to happen, too, once Loda finds a little bit more damage behind himself, and then EGM just comes in and says, wait, Bulldog's already pushed the wave in. There goes your tier 3 tower very, very quickly. It's still going to require, like, the BKB, which Loda has enough money for now, if he wants to go and buy it. So with that, then he's got a little bit more room to move. Chrono is still going to be his major concern, though. Eternal Envy, they need lockdown on this guy. There's no other way they can really do it.
I don't know if they can actually kill Envy at all. That's like the main thing I'm wondering about Alliance, because in order to kill him, you basically need a full duration Static Storm and Cloud, but
middle lane, the Dream Call's over on Loda. The Sentry Ward's keeping the vision. They just defensively relocate him back out again. While on bottom lane, the initiation goes over on Eternal Envy. Backtrack.
Wow.
Does not protect him. The relocate's still going to come back towards the middle lane. Arcade, he's here to help out, but the blink in by Sing Sing. They destroy Arcade. There's the Yule Scepter putting the Takiro up in the air. He'll hit the deck, though, and that's now Loda to be able to find a kill there over on AOE 2000. EGM couldn't get himself away from that, though, so it's a full 2-2 trade. The faces for just a man to go down, and Admiral Bulldog, again, the bottom tower down a half-life. He forces Sing Sing to come back to try and defend it. While in middle lane, Loda, Pilot Eye, are you really going to commit to this one? The
BKB's down, Ravage.
Oh, it hits! It got S4 on the way in. Loda one charges. He's invis. The smoke goes out. He blinks himself over the range creep. Admiral Bulldog bringing him the cavalry, looking for the extra damage. Puck, he's almost down. 6 charges and phase shift, not enough. Loda!
He bought back.
He's there!
Code 7 bought back.
He bought back and jumped to the coil. Was able to pick up Loda. He was still visible because he's in range of a secondary sentry ward in the middle lane.
Both 7. I mean, you see those in like highlight videos. My God.
What a player, Bone 7.
That was beautiful work by him. But it still cost him. I know it's still killing up the Ricky Mara, which is a great thing, but it still cost him at the end of the day.
I mean, it does, but killing Loda there was so huge for the team. But again, looks like AI 2000, a little bit of trouble. It's going to drop the Yule Scepter. Can he get glimpse? Do they have sight? Yes, they do. And, well, he's dead.
Well, the cost just became a lot more expensive.
Again, it feels like every single game, it starts out with Cloud9 winning really, really hard. They've been really harder and harder each game.
Plus 10,000 gold,
and Lion's
man.
like, yeah, it doesn't really matter.
No big deal.
No big deal.
We actually put ourselves behind on purpose to make it more fun. I mean, that's almost what it seems like, right? Sometimes when you're watching their games. It's like, how far behind can we get and still win? But of course, Cloud9 still have a pretty firm hold over the game.
Ooh, top lane.
Bulldog
step. Four stars away. He kind of made it completely though. And Sprouts. Whoa,
no way.
TP
no
scroll.
way.
TP scroll. Bulldog. He's out. He's out.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, ancient area. They're coming for Pylai Die. There's the blink hit. Envy's here for the smoke. He can't let the chrono go off. He's being dragged back by S4. Envy, Half-Life, Disruptor rolling as well. BKB, where's the protection? It's not there. Envy's gone. RK Sing brings in the extra help with the Macropire burn. S4 to jump himself away. Well,
Envy's back.
Help. Yep, Envy's back in again.
He's stuck. He leaped into
the trees. It's not safe there. Loader will TP out. EGM will be the sacrificial lamb. He's got 2.1k gold. Please spend your money before death. Where's he going? There he is. He buys up most of the mech, so he will go down.
Oh my God, that jump. Okay. So if he didn't do that and he just sphered where Loda was walking, clearly they would have gotten a kill on him. And that makes the buyback worth it. But because they didn't, they've actually just bought back on a hero on Puck who just gave away 700 gold. Envy dies, which was a brilliant turnaround, by the way, because they realized, oh, we didn't actually Orchid Envy, we Orchided the Tide. And there's a void inside of the cloud, so now we have to Vortex him, otherwise we're just going to die.
Yep.
So just really nice heads-up play all around by S4, the nice follow-up coming in from the rest of Alliance. Bulldog's massively good escape top. Like, when stuff like that happens and you've been ahead the whole game, that's like morale crushing.
Yes. For the past 10 minutes, Alliance has been completely outplaying Cloud9 on almost every aspect. Bone 7, though, still snazzy play.
Yes.
The Ravage on the top lane was pretty good.
Oh, Pylai Die. Loader's going to have a crack at this one. There's a gem, though, on Pylai Die. This is going to be a big kill if they can take him. There's a jump away to safety with the TP coming in from Owie and S4. He knew he was low on mana. He had to TP himself out. But now they know the gem's over on Pylai Die. They're going to have to focus him down to make sure Loader can have some breathing space again.
Also, the plays that we've been witnessing, focusing that void and getting a kill with Smoke Cloud, Static Storm, that will only work till he gets his BKB. And he's pretty close there. I'm talking about Eternal Envy. So once that happens, yeah, you could drop as many spells you want on me, BKB, Chrono, and that's a dead Ricky or whoever else that's in the Chrono.
But Ricky's getting bigger as well. Like, Loader is about to finish up his SMY after already having a BKB.
He can't tank a void in Chrono.
That's true. If he gets time locked as well, yeah.
I mean, he does have 15 armor, so there's that, but every time you get a bash lock in that Chronosphere, it just hurts so badly.
I don't know, man. I would actually say that this Void doesn't have any damage. Like, look at his build. He's going into BKB. So if you BKB before the Sphere, there's actually not that much follow-up physical DPS coming out from the side of Cloud9.
Ooh, they might be able to get a nice little hold right now. That Chrono is up, level 2, and there's every hero from Alliance inside the pit. There's a jump off. Chrono's still not used. They've managed to bring down the Disruptor, and everyone else is bailing out of here. The Yule Scepter will go. Wiz caught inside Macropire and Ice Path, but he tethers himself away.
He's got mech.
Admiral Bulldog. He's got mech, you're right. 4-star up, and now, well, they can't Chrono him. The mech's gone. He's still alive. They're taking so long to chase this one down. Look at bottom lane again. Admiral Bulldog is starting the split. They can't take tier 2 tower. S4's forcing tier 2 in mid. They get 2 kills on 2 supports. They don't stop the full Roshan. They do stop Roshan for now. Envy, where's the Chrono? Couldn't go for it, but they have to fall back.
I think they're trying for a kill on him mid.
Bulldog! Oh, they got him! The silence over on Bulldog. 4-staff down. Where's your TP? He's going to try and do it, and Bone 7 can't reach him. He's out to safety again, and straight into split push. He's got 4k gold again, man. 4k gold. Void's going to pop a Chrono. He's going to get Hex the second he goes in if he doesn't trigger his BKB.
Yeah. We're also at the point, like Andy talked about, really starting to need a damage item. Envy dying and buying back has really hurt Cloud9. They also need more objective. That Roshan's been sitting on the map, and they do have the AoE to take it. But again, the Rat Dota, the flying Rat Dota with the Blink Dagger is just too hard to beat.
Look, they're coming back to stop it again, but Lions don't care. They will just keep farming. They'll keep wasting the time here of Cloud9. Cloud9, though, still hold their advantage. Like, it's still sitting at 11,000 experience, 10,000 gold.
It doesn't feel like they have an advantage.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And the only reason why is because Alliance are still controlling the lanes, even if they're not controlling the farm.
But that's just the forte of Alliance, right? Like, lane equilibrium, making sure that you're always getting something, even if you're overall losing out, you're never just taking it.
Is there going to be any kind of, like, I know he's got Yule Scepter, but the fact that they're EGM, he uses Wisp Balls, he scouts at the fact that Roshan's being done. Now, Alliance have a choice now. Do they come in and stop it, or are they just happy the fact that Admiral Bulldog's taking a tier 1 tower on top lane? They've already used Wrath of Nature. Roshan, 2.2k life points. S4, looking for the snipe off if he can possibly do it. He's already used 1 jump. He doesn't have mana to get in there and back out again safely anymore. And that's going to be Aegis Immortal into the hands of Eternal Envy. But the tier 1 tower's gone on the top lane, and already Admiral Bulldog is making them come back to the tier 2. He's away.
I mean, that's a big one for Cloud9 because this means you can almost deathball push. Sure, you might end up losing another tier 2 tower, but they're not actually to your base yet, which is important, but they might actually catch out Bulldog here.
Storm's going to come in, though. Bone 7's the one being called out. Yule Scepter won't be in time. Sing Sing will come in, but EGM, he's buffing up S4, and they just run away. The ulti's already gone. S4, Yule Sceptered up, but remember, he's just going to ulti himself out too. Tethers off cooldown, 1 second time. EGM, he's going to come to the other side of the tree lines to TP out. EGM, he's dead. He'll be the sacrificial lamb here. They're wasting a little bit more time while Chrono has caught Arcade, but where the hell is Envy?
What?
What?
Envy, he went for more kill. He thought his team could get the kill, so he went for more. Again, Admiral Bulldog on the bottom, already on the rat. Do you have enough teleport scrolls? I don't think they do. I think they use it for the top.
But does he know that? That's the thing.
You know when you said once he gets his blink, they can't stop Bulldog anymore and it was suspect? They haven't killed him yet.
You're a believer now, man. You're a believer.
I'm a believer of Bulldog. The Gongarino is just unbeatable.
Man, if I was Alliance at this point, I would just make sure that tier 3 tower goes down the bottom lane. Admirable will push the wave in and relocate Ricky Maru in.
Oh, he's going to spot out Pylai Die.
Yep, there's already, well, Static Remnant from S4. He sees him. Loda's considering a jump in, but he's got Sing Sing here as well with no Brew ulti.
Oh.
Ravage! How quick was that? Loda will pop the BKB though, and Pylai Die, no chance of survival in this one. We actually had to relocate in from EGM and Admiral Bulldog. He calls Sing Sing, but he's in BKB. But that was his 10-second BKB used to escape from the gang.
And they lost Gem.
So, true, that was on the Tidehunter.
Yeah, no more Gem for Riki, so...
It's actually on the Riki himself now.
A Ravage was used, Split was on cooldown there, so I mean, there's nothing really that Sing could have done to stop that. He doesn't die though, which is huge. Keep in mind, Sing has a godlike streak. So the next time he dies, he's giving away 1,000+ gold. So that kill is going to be massive if it ends up happening. Void now with his BKB, Bulldog now with the Hex. You could argue either way that Hex is really good against BKB since he has a Blink Dagger as well. I just think the opportunities for Alliance are still there to take these fights. It sounds crazy to say because Alliance have actually maintained their gold lead and gained experience lead. But it really,
C9, yeah.
it doesn't feel like Cloud9 are confident in the way that they're moving around the map. I feel like they're being baited into overreacting to every single engagement, and it just leaves Bulldog open to say, oh yeah, I'm just going to chip away at your tier 3 tower, which bottom lane is almost dead.
Yeah.
I mean, to put this game in a broad generalization, Cloud9 has been farming creeps.
Envy.
Is he going to go for the
he
kill?
Just got hit. Prophecy being in. He got the bash over, but now the Orca goes out from Admiral Bulldog. Side device being used, and then Yule Scepter taking Storm Spirit out. The Ice Path on 2 heroes and the Chrono. He's trying to bring down Admiral Bulldog. The support's there from the Disrupt. Admiral Bulldog, he's being kept alive right now by EGM. Not enough though. But they get 1 kill for this. Void try and chase down. S4's out of mana. And well, EGM, his relocate comes off cooldown in a moment. They picked up the Disruptor as well. But everyone else is out of safety. S4. Regeneration rune. Regeneration rune. They can't get him. There's the Yule Scepter.
Silence.
He's locked. Lock. Where's your time lock? Silence. There it is. S4's gone. 2 cores from Alliance on the sideline. Loda was also looking for a kill on Pylai Die in the meantime in the mid lane. But that was not the way I think Alliance saw that fight going down.
Winning that fight was so key for Cloud9. You saw how little damage Void actually did. And being able to him for picking up the kill is going to put him well on his way to the next item. In fact, they're actually going to take the base for a little bit because finally, for once, there's no Bulldog in front of one of the towers. So here we go. Let's see how much damage they could do.
Well, there's no buybacks from Alliance either, so there's 30 seconds right now with no Storm Spirit. And 10 seconds without him, and Void just jumps in. straight into EGM with a chrono. The glimpse will actually drag Envy away, but they've still got the kill, and he goes straight back to killing off the tower. Fortification again will now be going off. Ricky
Prophet's
Maru.
back.
Yep, there's your Prophet ultimate, and look where he goes. He says, screw it, I'm gonna go bottom lane. He TP'd in, Loader, he's playing smoke and mirrors at the moment. This tier 3 tower will be a trade-off. He'll have to come back at some point though, as the smoke scream is dissipated.
They're not going to get the Rex. I don't think they have enough, and they got to just get out quick, as here comes Disruptor as well.
Lost that Storm.
Coming
He's going in. Ravage on this. Goes right away. Load up the BKB. Disruptor only goes off, but he picks up the Secure at the back end. Moves over towards Pylite Die. He'll be able to claim 2 kills right now here, Loader. Goes for Envy as well. The back inside the base, Sing
Focus
beyond godlike. They've got to kill it off right now. Loader, he wants to slow him down. The smoke screen comes up. Tether in, looking for a kill on Envy. Sing, he actually focused on EGM, but Admiral Bulldog, the Hex on Envy, backtrack twice though. 2 of these attacks, and Brewmaster, he's back to split spill. There goes Eternal Envy. He's still so low on life. 1 blink hit will get him, but he's up in the air with the Storm ruling. Silence will go, but the Aegis Simon is all that's lost.
He's got Chrono when he comes back. In fact, he'll use it right now. EGM gets stunned up. Loda's locked up as well. Chrono's there. It's going to get Loda. He's getting overcharged. EGM. So he has a lot of help. Loda dropping low, dropping fast. Can you bash him? Yes, he can. No. The Cloud comes in. He's going to survive for now. In fact, he's going to go for Bone 7. Bone 7 got to blink out. He does. He's going to be fine.
Bottom lane, Bulldog.
He's taking
Rex.
He's going on the range Rex, man, the one that can't regenerate. While Ricky Maru, he dies inside the Dire base. Double buybacks are now coming out. And Sing, he's in deep. This is that mega kill streak. Storm Spirit, S4 just zips across himself down to Eternal Envy while Sing inside the Cloud. Loader, he needs one more hit. He needs one more. There you go.
Envy said, thanks to the Hex from Admiral Bulldog, they traded a tier 3 tower for the bottom for the Rex, but they got a hell lot of kills out of that one.
Not only kills, but look at the value on those kills. 1,400 gold for killing Sing. 750
got a straight
gold.
bash it for that.
Yeah, I mean,
and Loda bought back.
With the racks going down, it's definitely a better trade for Cloud9. No doubt about that.
They're coming bottom lane though. They're
yeah,
going
but
to take
Envy
the
has
bottom
buyout. Envy has buyout, and
if they force that, it's still worth it. You take so much money away for it. You can make up for
I
Ricky
agree.
Maru
I agree
buyback.
forcing the buyout's what you want to do, but I'm just saying that I don't think they can racks here. That's the important part. They can force the buyback, but they cannot fight.
No Ravage for 30 seconds though. Maybe Alliance get a little bit overconfident about this. They've still got a lot of money left on Admiral Bulldog, who does have buyback available, so you will have a double profit here.
I think if you're Cloud9, you hold that buyback. You go for the greedy play.
Yule Scepter, straight up in the air. No Ice Path first. He actually got the BKB off. He went the Macro Pyre first instead. Now the double buyback is there, but Arcade locked in with the Dream Call. So is EGM. Arcade now dead. Admiral Bulldog, Envy hasn't used Chrono. There's 2 of them there, and he gets them with his teammates outside. With the Jaw Breath, with the Ice Path. EGM and Admiral Bulldog down for the count.
Bulldog dying there was absolutely huge because there is no pressure on your maps now. Now you just go down mid. Meanwhile, you have Bone 7 on top lane pushing out the lane, and this could be mid into the top racks, mid into the bottom racks. I don't think it will be a throne attempt though.
Did they give the gem back over again?
Yes.
I think so,
yeah. Gem's back over on Bone 7 now. And look at them coming down middle lane, but Loader, he's just trying to be a nuisance right behind Sing, making him look behind. And look at the middle lane as she pulls back. With just that one attack, they've actually turned themselves around.
They're being too greedy. They should just go down mid. Like Loda, with that move, just bought themselves so much time.
But then again, like, what is there in mid? Like, unless you rotate up towards the top racks, there's nothing much more to gain from this.
Yeah, but that's exactly what you can do. You can actually just go through mid to top, and there's no glyph. So if they had walked on mid, they would have gotten some chip damage. Maybe not a lot, but it's better than nothing. And the longer the game goes, there's more opportunities for Bulldog to do what he's doing now. And you're not actually sure, like, at some stage in the game, it's going to become who just wins a fight. It's not going to be about who wins more fights.
The silver lining is that they got Admiral Bulldog to buy back, so if they kill him the next time, he's gone for good for a long, long time as well. So I think if you're Cloud9, you do a smoke gang on Bulldog. It's hard because that's all he plays, like off-lane hero that rats, and he always knows smokes are coming.
But at the same time, he's been so defensive. He's even back at the secret shop as he sends his army down. While S4, he's actually looking for it. Like, he throws a static remnant down so he can see when someone walks close enough to him. But he's got to be careful. We are still here in nighttime. Vision is very well restricted.
Envy's on his way bottom. Paladai spotted him out with an invis rune. They know he's there.
But there's no Blink Dagger on Tidehunter, so he can't just jump in.
Yeah, but he can just solo kill Bulldog.
Yeah, there it is. Jump in. Chrono's up. Gush as well.
No
Anchor Smash in range.
buyback.
Admiral Bulldog's
Relocate.
gone.
He
got him out.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's exactly what I talk about. EGM with the plays. I mean, I guess I'll settle for Wisp,
Middle
but
lane,
that's all.
Loda's
No.
going on Owie. The Yule Scepter has to be used. Ricky Mara in the meantime is going to come bottom lane.
Oh
there he
my
is. Back to RK. EGM, he actually tethered himself away. Ricky's triggered his BKB in the middle lane, searching for Owie, but now the BKB's off. Yule Scepter, Ice Path, Clap is available.
Hex.
Loda under the Sentry Ward with the Hex as well on him. Ricky Maru, Swan charges, it's not enough. A minute and a half on the sidelines while the Tier 1 tower, Tier 2 tower goes away. Admiral Bulldog and S4 on the top lane, and they blink away again. The rats continue.
This game is like...
It should be played into Brock.
I don't know, dude. It's back and forth.
I'm getting chills of TI3 Grand Final. That's exactly what we saw in the final game.
Dream
Alliance, it is just rat for days. And Na'Vi, it was such a back and forth game in that series, but for now,
look at
S4 looking for a pick. Keep in mind that Orchid's not going to be enough, but if you kill Bone 7, there's a gem on top.
There's Prophet coming in. They're going to go for it.
Oh,
Blinks
blink.
away! Storm Spirit goes with it. Yule's up. There's more support coming into his BTs from Sing Sing, and now S4, he BKB to TP himself away to save him, but Admiral Bulldog is the big problem. TP Scroll's being used, there's the Hex! Admiral Bulldog, oh, this is going to be bad. EGM try to pull him out, but now he's in trouble. A minute and a half on one. And it's going to be even longer on the other, 47 seconds. Void jumps up to have a look, and now they're going up the mid. Owie and Pylai die. They're making a beeline. The creep wave's already in sight, and they're coming in deeper. S4's backing up though, and they're moving straight towards the top lane. They want the extra racks advantage, and they're going to get it. There is only one buyback, and that belongs to the Jakiro.
I don't know, man. This game has been absolutely disgusting. The fact that Alliance have held it off this long is just, it's insane. Like the plays that they've made, Bulldog especially, EGM definitely up there with my MVP for the game as well, but it seems like Cloud9 maybe just a little bit too much to handle right now with the farm advantage that they've had this game and the early lane advantage that they took.
And he goes, whoa! Right over the top. Disruptor Ulti will go out too, but Bone 7 gets out in time. Loda, he puts the Cloud down. He's looking for the last hit, and he can't get it. Blink away by Bone 7. Yule Scepter up into the air. The balls will hit him as he hits the deck, though, while Storm Spirit, long way out and killed off. Chrono is down. Now the Ravage will trigger. EGM, Loda, and Arke all hit. One of them to go down. That's EGM. Now the wall up again. Trying to buy some space. Sing Sing already used the clap. How much more damage can they take up here in the top lane? The Rags is almost gone. The melee is, in fact. And they're looking to come back out again. Alliance have to fight with the Ricky Maru. But Chrono, 30 seconds down, they've lost the range Rags as well. It's a double Ragsing. Here they go on Sing Sing. Tether is out. Try and slow him down, but Sing Sing looking to turn and try and fight. He's still got split. He hasn't used it. Loda, he's on Envy. Backtracked out two of the attacks right now.
They could turn back. They could turn back and fight. The Sing Sing's got Hex. Here comes Admiral Bulldog on the cliff. He gets blinked. What a player on the low ground. And meanwhile, well, Loda, does he have the BKB? The sun's going to go on Loda. Loda activates his BKB, and it's trying to do more work. Envy, he's got Chrono in 2 seconds. He could go for it. He does not get sight.
He got
and Cloud9 will back up before they lose more.
That bash just held him out just long enough for Loda to get some distance on him, or he wouldn't have been 100% sure about, like, while the Storm Brewling's coming in. They're getting rid of a couple of awards here.
Bot lane is Admiral Bulldog going for the back door. He's going to get range Rex very low. Got to be careful there. That is a blink. Hex coming in.
He can't TP, 10 seconds.
Hex is online. Can you get him out? All right, we're going to see longest 10 seconds of your life. They're going to focus on the Wisp instead. Can they actually 5, 4, 3, to make it? 1, they're out.
There we go.
Oh my God.
What?
I don't know, dude. Is this even Dota? Like, seriously.
Next level saves right there. Stayability for the win. I bet you Admiral Bulldog is so happy he picked up their second ultimate orb and didn't just go into something like a Mjolnir. 41-19 still. Alliance, they are 2 Raxes down, both top as well as mid. Yet still, they hold the line against Cloud9 and keep them back. Not confidently, by any stretch of any imagination, but I mean, still.
It's more than safe to say, as awesome as Alliance are playing this, Cloud9, they have a gigantic advantage, right? Like a bigger advantage than I think we've seen in any game so far without a team just saying GG.
Oh, Prophet, they're going to come in and try to do this again. They try to
Cloud9
snipe it
though,
out.
they're right here.
Yeah, they're right on top of it. And the smoke movement too. They predicted it perfectly. Jumping by Sing Sing. Double on the clap. Admiral Bulldog forced up the way. Loader blinked himself out. And now the Ravager go. Connects an Admiral Bulldog. Doesn't have a TP away, but RK low on life. May as well just turn for the wall. He'll hold Envy there, but Admiral Bulldog survives, which is probably more important. And that bottom lane continues to push in. It has the advantage for the Dire side. Maybe they can get advantage, but they got S4. Silence, he'll pop the BKB. They're looking for the kill right now. If they can get it on Puck, but here comes Envy. Chrono, it only caught EGM. Storm got out in time. Admiral Bulldog again is TPing down towards that bottom lane. Roshan at half life. And where did Admiral Bulldog go? He didn't. He actually canceled. He's sticking around for this. They're keeping vision right now. Roshan's still not dead. They keep going in. Now the trees pushed in. Pylite die. Ball stuff up the hill. And in they go. Aegis Immortal. It was all taken by the Radiant side. But Alliance are down to 2 heroes. Loader almost snapped down. He actually blinks up, but in comes the Void. Prophet, the only one left alive right now. And he's going bottom. Instant Hex to Aoi. He can't. No, he can't. The double TPs are coming back. They will defend the melee racks while they push up towards the middle lane with only 2 heroes left to defend for Alliance. This is GG.
GG! The series is tied up 2-2, and Cloud9, against a lot of disbeliever, take it to a game 5.
I believed. I believed.
I don't know, man. Every single time Alliance are behind, they just make it look like the game they could still win at any point. That's like one of the scariest things that I think I've ever seen in a LAN, is just a team who is never actually out of the game until you almost kill their entire base. They were fighting from a 10,000 gold deficit, a 15,000 gold or experience deficit for what, 25 minutes?
It was
like
a long time.
It was a very, very long time. And it feels like every time that Alliance get behind during the laning stage, S4 was 0-4 at one point. And they still managed to make the game last this long. So, I mean, obviously a big sigh of relief for Cloud9. You've tied it up 2-2. Going to be going to a game 5. I think a lot of people probably saw this coming. Well, maybe not James, but some people did.
Who was at 3-1 as well? We had a 3-1 guesser.
Well, let's bring it back to the desk. I'm sure James will tell us how out of position Envy was.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I actually predicted a 3-0 to Alliance, by the way.
But we had a 3-1 on the bench as well.
That was, you were 3-1.
You were 3-1?
Yeah. But I did get to say, though, I was like, which hero haven't we seen carry that would be really good? True. And it was the Void. And, you know, that in combination with Jakiro is amazing. I actually personally just didn't like Alliance's carry hero. I was like, okay, this is could be a really good game for Tiny. Like a really good Tiny game. When you're up against like Brewmaster and you get a BKB, it's like goodbye. You know, Brewmaster splits, you just go absolute ham. Yeah. Of course, Ricky could maybe do a little bit more in the laning phase. You know, just around those really low levels. Just
I think the purpose of Ricky, though, was meant to be the pressure on the map. Like, it wasn't just like who's going to win in the late game. It's meant to be, you're going to hold back your heroes. You're not going to come out and gank all the time because it's going to be invis ganks. So you're going to have like Wisp relocates to come in. You got all these different combos together. I think that was the intention behind the draft.
I felt like the map presence they had was from your Wisp and your Furion. I thought Tiny was a way better pick than Ricky.
Yeah, I actually agree with James just because it's hindsight though, because they picked the Riki before the Void came out. Yeah. The Void was the last pick. So in a way, they had a specific strategy in mind. I think the Cloud9 kind of just got the jump on them with that particular pick. Because like I was saying during the draft, you build a team around Void. And there's always a possibility when you have Jakiro and you have Tidehunter and Puck that there's going to be that Wombo combo coming in. But you never know exactly for sure. That's just, it's the patch. Because people can play everything now, and most of it works. So. Yeah.
Pylite Die, by the way, really good game from him.
Yeah.
That's his been one of his best games thus far. Always been on point with pretty much all of his Ravages. So it was really. I actually felt that S4 though, one of the end fights outside of their base, the tier 3 mid, didn't BKB while he was zipping. I was like, no, and you get caught in one Ravage as a Storm with that amount of health, you're going down. But
Bone 7 on Puck as well. Holy shit.
The buyback.
The buyback into the orb. I was like, did that just happen?
Yeah. It was so smooth as well, like the timing of it is just, it was perfect.
I think the moments for me was EGM on multiple save, the chrono save.
When you were counting down, I was like, what's he doing?
I was losing it.
I was like, Happy New Year.
It was really good, though.
Yeah.
What a
It was
game.
really, really good.
What a game.
But you said you like Bone 7. Like I was like, how much Puck does he play? But apparently you've seen him play
Yeah,
Puck.
quite a lot.
And he's even like you've seen him like
At level
actually
2.
like kill himself while in orb at level 2.
Yeah.
Just to buy back and go back in because
Yeah,
he had like 130 gold.
Yeah, the
not
buyback is
130.
cheaper than the TP. Like
Yeah.
he's so smart, unfortunately.
So yeah, Bone 7's been playing out of his mind the whole tournament. So congratulations to Cloud9, bringing us to a final game of DreamHack. Pretty exciting. Looking forward to next match, and that will be coming up after the commercial. Final game in just a moment.